Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here, welcome back to another Blue Archive video. So let's talk about what to save or who to save for right now after Kisaki. Alright, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys obtain Kizaki before her banner goes away. That's going to be very important because I do think that this is a very important banner for a lot of players. It doesn't matter if you're new, you're a veteran player, Kizaki is going to be the one that you want to get. Now once you have obtained Kizaki, who should you look for next? I'm going to talk about it in this particular video. But first things first, before we forget, right now there's the mini game for Blue Archive. This is going to be for the Kisaki's mini game that you can play right now. It's like a Vampire Survivor sort of mini game. You can only use 2 characters for the time being, right? So make sure you guys are doing that. As you can see, today is the 4th day and you are able to claim 1000 pyroxenes. So to link the account, you're gonna need your member code. Alright, so you gotta go right here to the account, go right here to the customer center, and then you can copy the member code right there, and that will give you the access for you to link it right here. Make sure you're selecting the right server as well. Alright, so you can see that means this will be sent to you on your mailbox, 1000 pyroxenes. So make sure you guys do not miss out on this. Alright, it's almost 10 pull by itself. So with that, let's talk about the characters after this. Who is going to be next after Kisaki that you should look out for? So ideally, the recommendation for most players is to get the idol students. We've talked a little bit more about this prior. So right now, we're going to have one more limited character rerun that's going to be Swimsuit Azusa and Swimsuit Mashiro. Ideally, you should be skipping both of them if you care about meta, because none of these characters are used that much. But then we got Hifumi Swimsuit. Alright, same dates, all 3 of these. Yukari, Renji, and Kikyo is going to come afterwards, about 1 week later. So we have about approximately 3 weeks from now. Alright, so right then you can see we're going to have Idol Mary and Idol Sakurako. Now how strong are both of these students, and are they like a unique must-have student, right? So this is going to be something that we need to discuss a little bit more about, because at the end of the day it depends on who is going to be your focus, and for a lot of players, who you're lacking on in your team right now. Now both Idol Mary and Idol Sakurako, as you can see, they are both limited students, right? Now Idol Mary is going to be similar to Kokona. Alright, if you have Kokona, that's where you can see the similarity is going to be very observable. Alright, so in terms of what they can do or what she can do. So right now we can see right here, right? So if I scroll down, this is Idol Mary's skill. So she is going to heal one other ally, alright, for a percentage of healing, and then heals herself for a percentage as well. Now 100% of excess healing beyond max HP converts into an overheal HP. Alright, so you get a lot of this overheal as well, and then you gain 1 fan service. Now what is this fan service? Alright, so you can see on the sub skill, increase HP percentage. When 3 fan services are acquired, it reduces the EX skill cost of all other allies than Mari by 1. Alright, that will reset the fan service afterwards. So she's not only a healer, she can also be used to support your entire roster to reduce the EX skill cost for everyone except for her by 1. Now that can be very useful. Again, every other skill right here is just going to provide more healing right here and more healing right here. Now that is extremely similar to Kokona's one, right? It's because Kokona also has a similar concept where she heal one other ally, heal herself, and then receive this stamp, right? And then you can see when allies deal 100 critical hits, heal one other ally with the lowest HP for this amount, and then you get more stamp. And then this stamp, when you obtain 5 of it, you are able to reduce EX skill cost of other allies than Kokona herself when you reduce it by 1. Alright, so as you can see, they are both really similar. Now is Idol Mary really an upgrade to Kokona though, right? Is she really an upgrade? The truth is, I don't think she is justified if you already have a Kokona build. However, alright, this is where it gets a bit tricky, right? Because so far there's only one usage scenario where she's going to be used or she's meta in JP, and that's going to be when fighting against Geburah. Now Geburah is going to be a very unique boss. Alright, this is going to come way later in JP. Now she is going to in particular excel right here against Geburah. Now the main difference between Idol Mary and Kokona is also going to be the element. Damage type is explosive, armor type is heavy. Now the damage type doesn't matter because we are a supporter, alright, a healer. Now for Kokona, armor type is special, right? Now you can see for Geburah, when he appears later on, the first appearance of Geburah is going to be Mystic type. Alright, so this boss is going to be a Mystic type, so that means he's going to do a lot of damage to Kokona. Kokona is going to be a special type on her element in terms of armor. That's why Idol Mary is going to be much more crucial in terms of trying to tackle Geburah. And Geburah also has a very unique mechanic, right? Specialized in taking more of the special students damage than striker student. So right here you can see increased damage dealt by special students by 80%. Decreased damage dealt by striker students, tactical support vehicles, and summons by 75%. Again, this entire reason is going to be why certain characters are going to shine in Geburah. Alright, so the special students shine, that's going to be very, very important. That's also the reason why Sakurako Idol is going to be crucial for Geburah. Alright, so Sakurako Idol Sakurako right here, she is a limited character. Now she is going to be a character that increase critical rate and critical damage for special students. Alright, so you have a special DPS student, either Hibiki, Nagisa or whatever, that just try to deal damage to Geburah. Alright, increase crit by 24%, critical damage by 45%. Alright, so 35 seconds, increase attack and attack speed, alright, for this amount, and then of course, increase critical damage for self and allied special students for another 30% right here on the sub skill. So very, very unique. She is going to be one of the few characters that can do this. Now, if you're looking for students that can do that for you, we currently have, I believe, so Swimsuit Saki on her sub skill, right here you can see, the attack of special students and the user increased by 30%. So yeah, Geburah is where Idol Mary and Idol Sakurako shine, and then you can see Idol Mine is being used right here as well. So all the Idol students are going to be very, very good, very meta right here, staple in this particular boss. And the DPS that will be used is going to be Satsuki. Satsuki is going to be a character that some players might want to look out for as well. If you are looking out for a DPS, let me see. So I believe that was being used right here as well. There. So you can see Satsuki is going to be the DPS that's being used in Geburah, right? So let's talk a little bit more about Satsuki, because she's going to be a character that comes later. Alright, once you pull Idol Mary and Sakurako, now you can also look at this particular banner and look at all the characters in this list, right? So Satsuki, Chiaki, Makoto, and Dress Ako are going to appear in the same banner. So that means that if you get Satsuki early, you can basically spark for Makoto or Dress Ako. Now in my opinion, Dress Ako should be the one that you should try to obtain. Try to obtain Dress Ako, try to obtain Satsuki. Alright, now Makoto is also good. She's a limited student, but she's not used as much. Now why is Dress Ako good is because she's one of the few AoE characters, alright, that can provide crit rate and crit damage buff. If you guys are not aware yet, you ideally use her alongside with Kotama, one for attack percent buff, one for crit damage percent buff, specifically for the tower content, right? Like for Fury of Set and stuff. So she's going to shine right there. For any players that still don't have Dress Ako, there's really not many alternatives, right? So you should consider getting her if you can. So I do recommend, while you still can, Dress Ako is going to be someone that a lot of players should lean towards to if you don't have her yet. Satsuki is like a good bonus, can be used in Geburah. Now right after then we're gonna have the Tracksuit Yuuka, alright, Sportswear Yuuka in this case. Now this is where I think Yuuka is going to be a very, very good pull for a lot of newer players. I also think that Yuuka might be a better pull than the Idol students if you don't have her yet, right? I already have her, so for me, I don't really see the point to try to save to this point, but definitely she is going to be one of the more meta and staple students that you use to move your characters around, right? We are going to get more and more alternatives, but Yuuka is still going to be quite precious in terms of tackling Gauss and of course Shirokuro. Now, if we were to compare the value of Tracksuit Yuuka to the Idol students, for example, I feel like Idol students is going to shine in one raid for the timing, and that's going to be Geburah, right? So we don't really know if they are going to shine in more than one situation for the timing. But Tracksuit Yuuka is proven to be very useful in Gauss and also Shirokuro, so at least we got two raids that you can use her in. And also it's going to be much harder for you to borrow Tracksuit Yuuka as a whole. All in all, both of these banners are going to be really, really good. If you can get both, you should probably consider getting both, but if you can only pick one, I am leaning slightly towards Tracksuit Yuuka. Unless you're trying to tackle a Torment for Geburah, that's where it shines, right? Because like it all comes down to Geburah. Because like the other students, that's where they are pretty much used right here. If Geburah don't exist, the other students they don't have any usage at all, right? So if you care about this boss a lot, sure, get the idol students. But if you don't, I think Tracksuit Yuuka is just, in most cases, right now, I don't know when will Ghost and Shirokuro rerun. We just had them recently, right? Probably will not have them for a while, but we'll see how that goes, right? Because Global might rotate different things depending on how it goes. So yeah, that's just my thoughts overall in terms of these students that you want to look out for right after Kisaki. So yeah, with that being said, that's gonna be it for this particular video. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.